Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here, late on Saturday evening on the 19th of January. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Don't forget the site to get free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen, and by you coming back and using those adverts, using the charts and telling your friends about us. That's what keeps it free of charge. I just wanted to update you on the situation as far as the outlook goes, how things are developing. With all the talk of snow recently, we've kind of neglected it a little bit, but let's just bring you up to date on where we are in the snow in the next sort of 24-36 hours, and how long this cold weather is going to last. First up, I wanted to show this chart. This is the mean of the 10-day, the 7 to 10 day mean of the 500 millibar flow from the ECMWF on the right here, the GFS, sorry, on the left here, the GFS on the right. You can see it's been a long day, can't you? Anyway, what they're showing is this is the chart going through from next Saturday to Tuesday the 29th, and what they essentially show is the jet stream just staying well south of the British Isles, this deep trough here towards the west of the country on both of the charts, and keeping us firmly on the cold side of the jet. You see the block here still across the pole, so little change in the overall pattern. Now, in terms of tomorrow, this is how things shape up for then. This is from the UK Met Office high resolution model, and if we go through to 6 o'clock this evening, then 9 o'clock, this is midnight tonight, and then we go into 3 o'clock Sunday morning. You can see 1 or 2 snow showers around, but it's this area of snow here that we're keeping our eye on down towards the south. So as we get into the early part of Sunday, that's 9 o'clock Sunday morning, the snow moving its way northwards, coming through East Anglia, through the Eastern Midlands into central southern parts of England. The heaviest of it tending to be down here across the southeast, and some accumulations are likely too. And then through the course of tomorrow afternoon, you see how it spreads its way westward. Some doubt in the westward extent of it, but coming across into the Midlands, parts of northwest England as well, with the heaviest of it spreading into this sort of north and east of Birmingham area, down through Northamptonshire, Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire, and going through parts of East Anglia. This whole feature coming north, and more snow showers affecting the eastern coasts of northeast England, and some snow showers around Northern Ireland too. And then through the course of tomorrow afternoon, it becomes more persistent towards the east and north of Birmingham particularly, going straight through to sort of Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire, running through parts of East Anglia again, and then it continues to head its way northwards during the course of Sunday evening. What's important to notice here though is that kind of pivot effect that's taken place here around the Midlands. You see it's kind of slowed itself down. That may bring some heavier periods of snow around parts of Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire and Lincolnshire, as well as part of Norfolk for a few hours, and then the feature kind of heads its way northwards through the course of the early hours of Monday morning. And again, slowing down as it goes northwards, with these cold sort of northeasterly winds feeding back in, slowing down its northward progress. And I think these are the sort of totals that we're likely to be seeing. This was issued to clients earlier on today, and we still go with this idea of sort of 4 to 6 centimetres possible across the southeast, isolated 8 centimetres over higher ground. Let's just zoom in there for you. There you go, over higher ground. I think it really is this area here that's the big doubt, is how far west it extends. We could see 1 to 2 centimetres of fresh snow across the Midlands, well 1 to 3 centimetres, 2 to 4 centimetres on the hills, and particularly afternoon and early evening to be seeing that. And then I think what we'll be seeing as well as we head in towards the evening is another 3 to 5, locally 4 to 6 across the northeast of England, perhaps up to 8 centimetres over the hills. So there certainly is more snow to be coming during the next 24 hours or so. It's just how far west it gets has got a bit of a question mark on it just at the moment. Okay, so let's just take a look at how temperatures appear. Where are we? What do we want to show you next? Well, let's go to this one next, and think about how long does this cold weather last, because that's something that of course has been on our minds. And this is the North Atlantic Oscillation Index, and you can see how this is kind of bouncing around at neutral territory. If we take a look though at the Arctic Index, and that'll be on here, you can see how that comes into negative territory. So we've got this means that cold air can get down from the pole, it can kind of drain its way southwards, and we've got a strong westerly flow, which is what we saw on the jet stream, but we're on the cold side of it, so it just shows how much cold air is coming down off the pole, and the jet is very strong coming across the Atlantic, but it's to the south of us, so we stay in these cool conditions. Now, some of the models have been hinting at a rise in temperature during the coming week, well, towards the end of the week. The ECMWF and also the GFS ensemble has been picking up on that for a wee while now, but all the evidence seems to suggest that actually that cold air isn't really going to be getting in. This is the GFS ensemble for London, and again, this has been pretty consistent. It's shown this rise of temperature coming through in here, and you see there the rise in temperatures getting quite warm after the start of the week after next, but that really is disputed. I mean, the GFS ensemble tends to do this from about sort of day 10 onwards as it loses its resolution, but what's interesting here is to note how the Japanese model deals with this, because the Japanese has been so good at predicting this cold spell. This is the forecast for week 1, so this was the forecast that was produced on Thursday, and it goes through to Friday the 25th. And what this shows, look, is the deep trough here across Europe, the trough across the States. There's the jet stream coming across the Atlantic with a block up towards the north, so it maintains this cool pattern. Then if we take a look at week 2, look, similar sort of situation. Low heights out towards the west, low the normal, still got the block up here towards the north, and still got the jet stream blowing through here. Slightly less cold though, with the flow tending to move more into a southwesterly, but it still keeps the overall cool theme, although perhaps not quite so cold. So this is for the period from Saturday the 26th to Friday the 1st of February. So this is where we're building up these hints that we've been saying to you about perhaps these milder intrusions, and it looks as if it could take place perhaps around the sort of 28th, 29th, that we do get some milder air coming in. But then into week 3 and 4, well, we're back to square one really, with a trough across Europe. We've got the high built in here towards the west, we've got the jet just going across towards the south of the country, and probably what we would find is north to northeast winds coming back through the country during week 3 and 4. So that would be during the period from Saturday the 2nd of February through to Saturday the 16th of February. So you see how this model is trying to keep things cool. And if we just take a look at the temperatures, this is how it sees temperatures. There's week 1, look, these are mean temperatures going through to next Friday the 25th, the British Isles up here, and you see the blue colours there across the whole of the country. We're in this sort of 2 to 3 degrees below normal category during the next week. Then the Japanese for week 2, so running through from Saturday the 26th through to Friday the 1st of February. Again, it keeps us in the blue colours, but not quite so cold, you'll notice, and probably sort of in this -0.5 to -1.5 degrees below normal. But then as we go through into week 3 and into week 4, we still stay in the cold air, so it's getting us there around about -1 to -2 degrees Celsius below normal, so it sticks with this cold theme. And I think that's something we've got to take away from this, is that probably what we'll find is that if we just take a look at these weeks again, is that probably what we'll find is that the coming week becomes increasingly unsettled across the south, probably towards the end of the week. Week 2 looks to be more unsettled across most of the country. We've got the left exit region here of a jet stream across us, so what we'll probably find is that the areas of low pressure tracking through Ireland and across northern England, the southern parts of the country probably being much milder, but the north staying in cold conditions. And I say the south much milder, probably temperatures near normal for the time of year during that period. But then as we get into weeks 3 and into weeks 4, and we get this northeasterly flow setting in, probably what we'll find is many areas becoming dry again, an increase in overnight frosts. They'll become more severe. Daytime temperatures will be falling as well. So although we'll see a rise in temperature, it's not really going to be significant or for that long. So probably the temperature profile, if you were to have I don't know, temperature here on the left hand side and time running along the bottom here, so let's say this is when this is today, so sort of 19th of January, this is kind of 19th of February, probably what you're going to see is something like this, where we see a warming temperature right at the end of the month, early part of February, and then down we come again, although probably not quite so cold as we've seen during this spell. So certainly I don't think we're out of the woods as far as cool weather is concerned. There'll be some more wintry stuff ahead, although it probably is going to be turning more unsettled. So hopefully that's been useful for you. Sorry to be going on, but thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Don't forget the site to get free of charge by you coming back and using the adverts and using the site. So thank you for doing that, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.